Pershenditye, everyone. It's Friday. Welcome to April 12th, 2024. I'm Joe Pratt, keeping you informed of what's happening in the world. Happy birthday to you if it's your birthday today. You share a birthday with Henry Clay. Now, if you don't know who Henry Clay is, I suggest you brush up on your U.S. history. Also, it's Tiny Tim, Herbie Hancock, David Letterman, Tom Clancy, David Cassidy, Vince Gill, Claire Danes, and Tulsi Gabbard. Russian soldiers and citizens who are trying to flee Russia are having a hard time seeking asylum in other countries. The question these countries are asking is, are they spies, war criminals, or heroes? An independent Russia media outlet has documented 7,300 cases of AOL soldiers going AWOL in the last year and a half, and more than 500 cases in the first 2 months of this year. In the U.S., we granted about 300 people refugee status, but we encountered 57,000 at the U.S. borders. That's up from 13,000 in 2021. Those are all Russians, by the way. Harvard is again requiring standardized test scores to get into Harvard. During the pandemic, Harvard quit mandating testing because of limitations, but now it's back. Jury selection in Donald Trump's Stormy Daniels case is set to begin on Monday. Trump tried to delay the trial for a change of venue because many people believe it will be hard to find an impartial jury. A whale has washed up on shore, dead in New Jersey. When this happens, they perform a necropsy, which is on the whale, which is similar to an autopsy on a human, to find out why it died. In this case, it was from blunt force trauma to the head, skull fractures, and fractures in the vertebrae. Why is this important other than we all love whales? Well, it's because we have been putting more wind turbines in the ocean to make electricity. And the question is whether or not these turbines and the site preparation involved are harming the whales. Numerous scientific agencies say there is no evidence linking offshore wind preparation to whale deaths, and some scientists have attributed whale deaths to vessel strikes or entanglement in fishing gear. Israel has been delivering aid to Gaza, but some of that aid is not getting to the people who need it on the Gaza side. Israel says it's delivering 400 trucks a day of food and supplies. 500 trucks a day were entering Gaza before the war. But the UNRWA, which is the UN agency that handles aid to Gaza, says they've been counting closer to 200 or 250 trucks a day. So why the discrepancy? The Israeli trucks are unloaded at the border and then loaded into Palestinian trucks to take the aid further into Gaza. Israel says that some of the aid is stacking up on the Palestinian side. The UN agency closes at 4:30 p.m. every day for safety purposes due to a breakdown in public order. And the UN agency has been accused of not having enough workers. Israel also says that armed Hamas militants have tried to siphon off aid. In the country of Mali, in Africa, the government has banned all media reporting of political activities. Mali has experienced 2 coups since 2020 and a worsening insurgency by militants linked to Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State group. Oil and gas companies will have to pay more to drill on federal lands. The Biden administration's Interior Department are raising the royalty rates by about 33% that companies have to pay to extract oil. This is part of a bill that Congress passed in 2022 as part of what was referred to as a climate law. In sports, after the first day of action at the Masters tournament, 4 people are tied for first right now. Bryson DeChambeau, Nikolai Hogard, Max Homa, and Scotty Scheffler are all tied at 6 under. Everyone wants to know where Tiger Woods is. He is at 1 over and tied for 30th with John Rahm and Tony Finau. The new basketball coach of the Kentucky Wildcats will be BYU's Mark Pope. Only 2 games left in the NBA regular season, and then the playoffs start. Another famous death to take note of, Robert McNeil died at the age of 93 today. He was famous for the McNeil-Lehrer Report, which was known for a fair and balanced and straight-ahead newscast, something we don't see much of today, but which I'm trying to do with this podcast. The Consumer Sentiment Index went down this month. If you're not familiar with this, it is a reflection of how consumers feel about the economy, whether they see the outlook as optimistic and whether they are feeling the pinch of a down economy or feeling the optimism of a thriving economy. The index is at 77.9, down from 79.4 the month before. The index had dropped to 61.3 last November and has been as low as the teens in 2009, to give a little perspective, and been as high as 160-something in 1998. It's been going on since 1980. The top 5 movies and TV shows on Netflix this week are, for movies, number 5, Transylvania 2, 4 is Glass, 3 is Megan Levy, 2 is The Bricklayer, and number 1 movie this week is What Jennifer Did. TV shows, number 5 is Bad Dinosaurs, 4 is Files of the Unexplained, 3rd is 3 Body Problem, 2 is Neil Brennan, Crazy Good, and number 1 is Unlocked, a jail experiment. And the top 5 shows on network TV are 60 Minutes at number 5, 4 is Young Sheldon, 3 is the FBI, number 2 is the NCAA Championship, and number 1 is World News Tonight with David Muir. A man in a prison in Texas was caught when he escaped from prison to pick up some booze, tobacco, and snacks, and then tried to get back into the prison. I guess he was just making a food run. In religion, an Islamic center at Rutgers University in New Jersey was vandalized on the Muslim holiday of Eid al-Fitr. A Malaysian shoe company has apologized and stopped selling some of its footwear because some Muslims complained that the logo resembled the Arabic writing for God, for the word God. The company put out a statement that said, quote, "We have absolutely no intention of designing a logo aimed at belittling or insulting any religion or belief." The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is sending food and assistance to flood victims in the Democratic Republic of Congo. They sent 67 tons of food and non-food assistance, such as clothing and soap. Today's quote from the world's sacred text is from the Torah, Leviticus 19:18. It says, quote, "Do not seek revenge or bear a grudge against anyone among your people, but love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord." The secular quote of the day comes from Bill Murray. Whatever you do, give 100%, unless you're donating blood. I'm Joe Pratt. Make it a great day.